5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Bob Kennedy is here from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty. He'll answer your questions about buying and selling a home. And the phone line is open during the show. You're always invited to call. And the number is 622-9622. We'll give you Bob's number to Berkshire Hathaway a couple times during the course of the show. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Excellent. Good morning.
Good to see you.
Always great to be here.
So I wanted to ask you about selling points because I was looking at something in one of these magazines that was left here at the station, and it showed this layout of these kitchens that you can put in. And I just now we were talking about decorating,
yes,
and how you never think of things. I know that's why women are around so they can decorate. But a kitchen is like a permanent decoration.
I did not say that.
But a kitchen is once you have it. I mean, like those counters, those beautiful, like this kind of gigantic range where you could cook, I guess, for a large family.
Well, there's people love to invest in their kitchens, and you can drop $40,000 on a kitchen without even blinking.
Wow. I believe that.
Yeah,
I
mean, kitchens are just the first thing people want to upgrade when they see a house, and you go to any builder, they're all about kitchen areas.
Kitchen is big, huh?
Kitchen is big. A couple of years ago, the space itself was big in the kitchen. Now it's amenities. People want better dishwashers and cooler stove sinks.
Yeah.
There's all different kinds of countertops now. Although granite's still a big one, but there's all kinds of things to choose from. It's easy to over budget for a kitchen.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And plus, you'll see different kinds of ovens. Like they've got the regular oven and the microwave and the convection oven. And they have all these different types of ovens that people love. And they put them all in.
They love them. I mean, we have people that want to kind of go retro, and they'll have they want an old type of gas. Retro is kind of a big look right now. But the price for those things are definitely upscale.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
See, but you know what this is like to me? This is like getting a car because of the stereo. People buy a house because of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
People like their kitchens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always when we take video for listing a home and pictures to post online, kitchens are always one of the big things. Everybody wants to see a kitchen.
And the big airiness about it, because they love big windows, too.
Well, they do, and a lot of the more modern floor plans, it's kind of like the kitchen kind of overlooks the family room, too. Mm-hmm. So you don't always have you have an open kitchen, but you don't always have an outdoor, view.
Oh, okay.
Where the kitchen used to be hidden away, right?
Yeah, you look out, you're washing the dishes and you look out the window, but now you're watching TV while you're washing, while you're slicing a sandwich or screaming at your spouse or whatever you might be doing.
So when you take a house on as an agent to sell, and you're selling somebody's house, that must be one of the things you feature, right? Is the kitchen? So which means we as sellers, we need to know to kind of spruce that up if we're going to sell the house.
Kitchens are always a big selling point. People are going to look at a kitchen, whatever it is there. People are always going to look. Everybody has a plan of what they want to do to a house, and a lot of it has to do with the kitchen.
Is it number one, or is the bathroom number one?
Kitchen's pretty high
Isn't
up there.
Isn't it weird that
family
bathroom
room's
and kitchen,
pretty high up there.
You spend more family room meaning living room.
You're where the family's going to be.
Okay.
Master bedroom is always a big one too.
But kitchens are so friendly, because when when someone has a party or something and people come over, there's always activity going in the kitchen. You're either standing there talking to the cook that's preparing the meals, or you're getting drinks or something like that.
Absolutely. There was a big trend, I don't know if it's still going on in restaurants a couple years ago, where the best table was in the kitchen. Why,
really?
Like you would watch the chefs cooking and everything. And
wow.
I never made it to one of those restaurants. But that's what I heard.
Yeah. So Valentine's Day is coming up. Any sweetheart deals you want to talk about? That's good.
A deal for your sweetheart?
Sweetheart deals?
Well, I think we talked about a few weeks ago. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal saying it may not be wise to buy a house with that and give it to your spouse as a surprise.
Right.
They say that doesn't always go over real well. But we have a wonderful family home over in Quail Hollow, which is in the southeast section, and it's a little over 2,800 square feet, so it's a big family house. It's 4 bedrooms, it's 3 baths, it has 2 master suites, it has a separate living room, dining room, family room. It even has a bonus room off the laundry room.
Wow.
An oversized 2-car garage. It's probably the best buy in that area because it's just a little over $200,000, and dollar for dollar, it's really tough to beat that.
It's a wonderful, wonderful area right there.
Yeah. People, it's always been a nice neighborhood, but I don't know if you could close in time for Valentine's Day, but
You can go look at it.
you can go look at it.
Do you have any open? I know you have open houses all the time, right?
Yeah.
But do you ever have that? What is it called? The parade of homes, where there's a whole bunch of them and it's like a big event.
Well, the builders do the parade with the new construction. Every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, there'll be a big realtor event where the association encourages everybody to do open houses on a particular day.
Do we have model homes anymore? I don't see model homes anymore.
Well, you don't have a lot of building, the kind of building that was going on, 10 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, you do have model homes. Adams Homes is a builder that has models. Any of the like Pulte subdivisions that are still building, they have model homes in there. So as long as I'm drawing a blank, Triple Crown, they have a nice model home right out on 200. So they're around. But there's just not, you don't have all the builders that you had 10 years ago.
Does the home that you're advertising in Quail Hollow have a pool?
It does not.
Pool?
It does not.
And do pool homes sell quicker than non-pool homes?
It's 50-50. Some people, they'll say, I have to have a pool, and that's it. Mm-hmm. They're going to buy a pool home. Some people say, hey, I used to have a pool. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want the aggravation. I don't want the liability. So it doesn't matter. But to a broader question is, does it add value to the home? Mm-hmm. And in today's world, you're not, if you spend $40,000 on a pool, you're lucky if you get half that back when you sell it.
Oh,
wow.
really?
That's just the way they're appraising homes. So we talked about FHA homes a couple weeks ago, and on the FHA valuations, they put zero value for pools.
Oh,
it could
gosh.
It could be a 1-year-old pool, and they put like zero value.
Really?
Yeah.
We're just about up to the break. I want to invite the listeners to call. If you want to call, Bob Kennedy is here to answer questions about selling, buying, renting a home, or buying a home maybe as an investment, maybe as a landlord. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, and I think when we come back from the break, we'll talk about some of the good reasons that you should think about. If you've been on the fence about selling, the time is really good to
Good time to sell, really?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we'll take that little break, and we'll be right back. The number to call is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. After some morning clouds and fog patches, we'll see sunshine returning today. The wind will be picking up, our high 64 to 68. Then clear and colder tonight with a diminishing wind, lows ranging from 39 at the coldest inland spots to about 50 on the coast. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, the high 63 to 67. And on Thursday, mostly sunny, high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Where did you sit when the dust settled?
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall.
Where did you sit when the tempers flared?
And now it appears we may have a fist fight. Drivers and helmets.
Or when standing ovation took on a whole new meaning?
All the pit crews out on pit lane to salute Dale Earnhardt, who is...
Well, from where we sit, this Daytona 500 is the chance of a lifetime. Because this is your final opportunity to experience the great American race from some of the classic seats that have witnessed some of the most famous moments in racing history. And it's your first chance to say hello to the future in all new grandstands where fans will bear witness to all the legendary moments yet to come. So where will you sit this February 22nd? Don't miss your one and only chance to experience Daytona at a unique moment in history. The Daytona 500, Sunday, February 22nd. To guarantee your seats, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com.
Join us on Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex. The goal of this festival is not only to provide a great time for families in Ocala, but to also raise funds to build a home for our family and our community and support Habitat for Humanity's mission to strengthen communities, build hope, and provide dignified housing solutions. Remember, Saturday, March 7, 2015 for the second annual Habitat Strawberries Festival at the McPherson Government Complex, which starts at 7 a.m. with breakfast.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, loss proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If you woke up feeling bloated, load up on water-rich fruits and veggies. Reminiscing about your first encounter, talking about it, creates the same changes in brain chemistry in both of you, which means it'll feel like you're falling in love all over again. If you experience breakouts and you normally drink fat-free milk, consider switching to 1% milk or dairy alternatives that contain fewer than 10 grams of sugar per serving.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, thank you. 17 minutes after 10 o'clock, Bob Kennedy is here. We're talking about houses. It's an exciting topic. Everybody loves houses. And you were saying that this is a good time to sell, huh?
The market's getting better and better. We sold, I think, in the last 30 days in Marion County alone, I think we had over 600 sales or something. I forget the exact number, but it's way above where we've been trending. And what we're finding is that the inventory keeps going down, which means that obviously that's, we can talk about interest rates and a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, supply and demand has a lot to do with dictating pricing. And and so you're starting to see pretty much all around, regardless of price range, prices are creeping up, which is a good thing. And more people have equity in their homes now. But it's an excellent time if you've been on the fence and not sure if you wanted to or not, because no matter what price point you're looking in, there's not that many houses. If you're looking for a $150,000 house, 3 years ago you may have had a dozen to choose from. Now you may have 4 or 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's pretty much that way in most price ranges. So the market, it's not really a seller's or buyer's market. It's becoming a very fair market.
Now, how about people, because like when they have the Masters up in Georgia, people up there actually rent out their homes for an event.
Yes.
We have big events here sometimes. Do people come to you to see if they could rent out their homes just for like that month for a certain event?
No, they don't. But that's really interesting that you bring that up, because there's a whole phenomenon now, internationally, called Airbnb. Have you ever heard of that?
No,
Airbnb is the coolest thing. It basically, you rent out your house. You go on a website, you can rent out your house anywhere. Mm-hmm. It could be your own home that you're going to be out of town for a couple weeks. People come and rent it. We did it in Europe this summer.
Really?
We rented a house. We rented a guy's apartment in Vienna. It was his apartment. He had his guitar in there. He had his clothes in there.
How did he know to trust you?
I don't know how they do it, but this is like a big thing. So Airbnb, I know they always do that at the Masters, but it made me think of the Airbnb because it's just unbelievable. We're going to Berkshire Hathaway conference in Las Vegas, and we did Airbnb. Rather than get a hotel room, we got an apartment.
Wow,
it's crazy.
It's better and cheaper.
It's definitely an alternative to a traditional hotel room. Some people, want the service of a hotel.
Sure, right.
You know, in this case, you're getting up, you're making your own bed every day, and all that.
Right.
But it's just, you know, it was an eye opener for me.
Wow,
Gosh, well, that's pretty awesome, and you got to do it in Vienna. Then
In Vienna and the Czech Republic, it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
how
Yeah.
Wow, that is
wonderful.
cool.
Yeah, and you can do it everywhere. I mean, my daughter had our first grandchild in
Congratulations.
December, and she lives in Seattle, so we're making plans to go to Seattle in the summer, and I'm pretty sure it'll be an Airbnb.
Wow.
Oh, that is
That might be
wonderful.
what my son Alex did in New York. He was in New York for New Year's, and they were in somebody's apartment, and I didn't understand how that worked. Maybe that was the same thing.
Or a really good party.
That could be a really good party, yeah.
But yeah, that's it's all over the place. I really don't know that much about it. It really doesn't have that much to do with buying and selling houses.
Yeah,
but it's just really cool. If you're going to be taking a trip, check it out.
So you talk about this
great.
being a good time to sell a house. I have a question about that. If somebody had the luxury of being able to wait, back when people were told this is a bad time to sell, so they said, you know what, I'm going to wait, and they still have that luxury. What's your advice? Do you sell now, or will things get even better, like in the future, like in a year from now?
Well, history says it's going to get better.
It will get better.
It will get better. So, if there's no compelling reason to sell, you don't sell. I mean, there's the reasons people sell. They're getting, they have to relocate for jobs.
Yeah.
They want to be closer to family. Whatever it might be. They may be downsizing, their kids are gone, they may be buying up because they got a good promotion, things like that. But we're seeing a ton of activity. Like, we do a lot of corporate relocation work relative to the size of this market, and we've gotten more leads and customers through corporate relocation in the first 6 weeks of this year than we probably had in the whole first quarter of last year.
Wow.
So the economy continues to get better. That's gonna drive the market. But there's always reasons. If you don't have to sell, why would you just sit there unless you can't afford the house?
Anybody have any interesting outdoor amenities? There was when we had the golfers here last week or whenever it was.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about putting up a putt-putt in their backyard. Have you ever heard of things like that? I'd never heard of somebody having putt-putt in their backyard before.
People. We talked about how they love kitchens. People like their outdoor space.
Yeah.
That's kind of extreme. I mean, to really set up a nice putting green. And,
You have to have a little bit of land, I think.
It's not cheap to do it.
Yeah.
More people seem to go towards the outdoor fireplaces, the summer kitchens, the covered. People are now they're taking pool screens and covering their lanais. So they have. So it becomes like
right.
they can to keep the bugs out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So outdoor living space continues to be a big trend in housing.
Yeah, I have a porch, a screened-in porch. I love my screened-in porch.
Yeah, it's nice. I do too.
Yeah, and people, you start putting kitchens out there. People put fireplaces. They put nice furniture.
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
becomes an extension of the family room in a lot of cases.
This is the time of year with the birds, right? They're starting to go back up north?
Yeah, they're starting to leave
I
now.
guess. And you can hear so many birds outside. I don't know if that's always the case. I'm not really a bird watcher, but I heard so many birds yesterday is what made me think of it.
Probably woke you up. Oh, you probably get up before the birds.
I do get up before the
you
birds.
probably get up really early.
When people come to you to buy a house in your area, do they also ask you for a listing of the neighborhood grocery stores, laundromats, schools, things like that? Do you provide that to them?
Absolutely. People will come in. Most people have done some homework in the internet age, so they have a pretty good idea of certain things, and they're going to always want to know more. Mm-hmm. And you obviously want to accommodate all that information for people because they want to have a good understanding when they come in what they're going to be exposed to. How far is the Y? How far is this school? How far is it to shopping, doctors,
right,
whatever it might be.
So what's more fun, selling or buying? Helping somebody buy? I mean, not you personally buying or selling, but as an agent, is it more fun to help somebody buy or to help somebody sell, or is it?
From a, I love personally. I love it either way.
Really?
There's something. There. No matter how many years you've been doing it, there's something still really great about working with a first-time home buyer.
Do you ever work like with another agent? Like say one agent is helping somebody move into the house that you're selling, like you're selling one and somebody else is buying one, the same house?
Yeah, like
or you
a
usually
listing agent and a selling agent, right?
Are you ever the same agent, the guy who's selling it and the guy who's
yes?
selling? Oh, okay.
That happens. Yes, you represent both buyer and seller, and you have separate disclosures.
Well, that makes it easy.
And
I don't know if it's easy, but it makes
well, you do twice the work, but it's usually not a bad thing, because if both sides have been disclosed that you're representing both people, then it usually there's nothing lost in the translation. Let's put it that way.
Can people look at your list? I guess because of the internet, they can look at it anywhere. But what is the thing called multi-listing? I guess that's really where I was going with the question.
Multiple listing services are kind of what drive all local real estate locations. So here we have Ocala, Marion County, MLS. The Villages basically is Sumter, Lake Sumter, MLS.
Okay. Right.
And then you have the company, everybody has their own company that provides that information. That information is becoming more and more public through all these national sites, and it's a big point of contention with the National Association of Realtors.
Why?
Who control? Well, because people feel that should be public information. Some other people feel that, hey, that should be that should rest with the local MLS, and it's changed a lot in the last few years, because almost everything about real estate is public. Like most things now, there's not a lot of secrets with the internet.
Yeah, right.
So you want to make sure that the information people are getting is up to date. Like a lot of people will go on Zillow. Mm-hmm. And Zillow is a great site. We advertise on it. I don't have, they do a lot of good things. But there's estimates. You have to be careful, because a lot of times their estimation of a house isn't always correct.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
And it can. I'll give you an example of we had an agent in our office. Not only is she a good agent in our office, she's one of the best in Marion County. She had a listing with some folks, and she told them what the price should be, and they were okay with it. And they brought a contract in, and it was right there. And the people then went on Zillow. They said, oh, no, according to Zillow, our house is worth this much, so now we want this much.
Oh, no.
Long story short, they ended up never taking the contract. They had to move. They ended up over $25,000 less when they ultimately sold the house, because they went with incorrect information.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying,
I actually use Zillow.
Zillow has a lot of amazing things, but it's not. If you're going to price your house, talk to the local agent.
And I sold. I don't know if I ever shared this with you, but I helped sell my mother's house after she passed away, and I had no clue what to do. Depended completely on an agent over in Beverly Hills, and she kind of walked me through it. And I also went to Zillow, and it also listed that house as worth more than she advised we sell it for. I took her advice. I said, look, I don't know anything about this, and I had heard through other agents that Zillow is not necessarily accurate, so I kind of knew that in advance. But
well, it just helps. I mean, Zillow is, you want to check, everybody wants to feel comfortable about what they're doing in the sale, and I get that, but just always, the local people are always going to have the best information.
Yeah.
Bob, what is your phone number? We need to wrap this up. I didn't realize we were so close to the end.
622-9700.
Easy enough, 622-9700. And your website?
BHHSHomeTeamRealty.com.
Okay, and I also found you on Facebook at BHHS Home Team Realty.
Yes.
On Facebook. So
you got a cool Facebook page.
Yeah, and it's some tips, by the way, on
Lots of stuff.
on how to decorate your rental home without putting holes in the wall. something I should use, even though I own my home. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
We'll
as
be right
always.
back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. There's more snow slated for Thursday in Massachusetts, which is still dealing with the latest storm.
No school, no train, no trolley. And for anyone who works for the state in a non-emergency post this morning, here in the forecast.